I decided to do a part two of the Rolling Stone reviews. Yeah, it is a lot of garbage just to look at it, but somebody gotta do the dirty job. Um, let's start. Just before everything, most reviews here they are made by famous critics, Dave Marsh, Dave Fricka, Grail Marcus. I even confused Dave Marsh with Grail Marcus. Said that he writes Dylan books in the last video that I did. It's actually Grail Marcus who writes Dylan books. Dave Marsh writes Springsteen books. I don't care. And the thing is that uh, things that bother me are not just the bizarre way they judge records when they were released, but the easy way they retract from their opinions and also the way they ignore many works. So there is a lot of things going on wrong in that, other than, apparently giving some good ratings because the band has a little bit of power, or the artist has a little bit of power, or he's your friend, things like that. So going on, first one for me here, Iggy Pop, the Idiot, 1 star. His maniacal inspiration is gone. Yeah, this I think was Dave Marsh. He weirdly liked the Stooges, and I think he stopped liking it. That's all right. That's all right. 2, The Who. It's hard. 5 stars. I think. I mean, the joke is here. It's hard to understand 5 stars for this album. I don't think even the band would give it, I don't know, 2 stars. But yeah, 5 stars. I got another reason for that. Television, Marquee Moon, 2 stars. On the guitar playing, he says, Jerry Garcia lacking melodic ideas or emotional sensibility. Yeah, Tom Verlaine must be, wiping his butt with this. I don't know. It's gonna be one of the stupidest criticism. I mean, the guy probably never took a guitar, never played it. So yeah, that type of criticism there is. Number 4, Red Crayola. God bless Red Crayola. 1 star. And here in there is the habitual, hatred for all those bands who were really innovative in the 60s, in the project of psychedelia, and they are not the Beatles or any of that. Why give a good rating for Red Crayola, for Mayo Thompson? It doesn't have a good penthouse. So that's it. Black Sabbath, that's the 5th. Black Sabbath, Paranoid, 1 star. Time has passed by them. You might hate Black Sabbath, but they are really influential. And yeah, this is just amazing. 6th, Black Flag Damaged, 3 stars. The thing is, I gave 3 stars, I believe in 85 or something like that. The record's from 81. Black Flag, which is one of the most interesting and most influential bands who come from American underground to the scene of hardcore punk, but they left it basically after this album and started playing really slow and, innovative ways. They were never discussed in the magazine. The band was active by 10 years, Yeah, never discussed. Now comes some really nice points. I mean, these new lists of Rolling Stone magazine, not just of the best songs of all time, but all of the best records of all time, has all this feminist position, which is a facade. Uh, and I know how to prove it. Slits, Cut, 1 star. Poor reggae influenced songwriting. This is one of the one of the better albums from the post-punk scene. And the Slits were a good band, you know. Has one big cover of one song Dave freaking loves. Dave Marsh loves, which I heard it through the grapevine. And yeah, I thought, well, there's gotta be some guy who just don't like this record. But then Raincoats, another band. Slits and Raincoats are bands that are composed by just women. And Raincoats, 1 star. And the thing is that in the review, he compares that now that punk opened and women are getting in this position to be in a band, all formed by women, that he, and not being mouthpieces to some producer also, he compares women making music for the first time with cat howling for the first time. So, you know, be anodyne. Yeah, there is a misogynistic theme. It's common at the time, but I find very, very nice to bring the contrast, you know. Then we come to Lydia Lunch, Queen of Siam, no stars. And the review just says basically horse shit. Yeah, I don't think I like pretty much women making music, you know. I don't know. Then we come to a very interesting theme that I like, which is Neil Young reviews. And then we have Neil Young on the Beach, 2 stars. And the reviewer says, Young remains a minor artist. Yeah. On the Beach. Have you guys heard it? Yeah. Then we have, years later, Neil Young, Everybody's Rocking, 4 stars. And this is curious and this is interesting because Neil Young also says that this album is crap. It was basically made just to piss Geffen off. And I think the magazine, you know, Geffen wasn't doing much for them. So yeah, the hate album from Neil Young, it's praised. You know, you gotta see the lack of anything here. There's no consistency within any of these criticism, and this, you know, these ratings would change in years, and some would even appear, some which were bashed would appear as greatest albums of all time. I don't know if Neil Young is on the Beach, but probably. Black Sabbath, and others that were praised would disappear in the same year, like, I don't know, The Who, It's Hard. This is very good also. Pink Floyd Final Cut, 5 stars. Art Rock, crowning masterpiece. Yeah, the guys know Final Cut. You know, the leftovers from the wall that are just, you know, badly produced now with some orchestration, weird orchestration. 5 stars. It joins The Who, It's Hard in the pantheon, you know, in the gun-like albums. Mick Jagger, She's the Boss, 4 stars. And on the praise of the album, the critic just do some sexual metaphors, and I think that's great. They didn't like Sticky Fingers, they didn't like Exile on Main Street, but She's the Boss, they love it. Great, man. Now we have a favorable review of Bob Dylan's Empire Burlesque. I love Bob Dylan. I don't really love Empire Burlesque. But what I thought was great, most of all, was the critics saying that was a blast of real rock and roll. I don't know which album he heard. Maybe he heard what we have now, the outtakes, because I cannot get that in that album. Well, moving on. Number 15. Now, I believe this is the album that has the third best song of all time, which is Fight the Power. And it is Public Enemy. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back, and it was a mixed review. And Dave Fricka says that is this how to pronounce his name? I don't know. I don't leave comments. I don't care also. But anyway, if the revolution is televised, will Public Enemy be the Monday Night Football? Will he say that now? I don't know. Now, this album later will appear in the top of all lists. It's a very important album for hip hop, for rap. But why this review here? I don't get it. There were magazines that praised that album when it was released. It wasn't some type of slow burner. Yeah, I don't get how they change of opinion so easily. Yeah. Now, Nirvana, Nevermind, they gave it 3 stars. It just was basically a regular album, Now Nirvana tops all their lists. In song with Smells Like Teen Spirit and in best albums of all time. Gotta say, I never cared much for Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I think side B of the record is better. And in any way, they didn't praise even that, it was just mediocre. Now, this would be interesting if it changes in the future. Gun Club, Fire of Love, 2 stars. And the commentary goes that Fire, Love, and Miami were unremarkable. And this was written in '92. Now, since I was young, these albums received many praise for being a punk rock return to roots and very influenced by blues, by country music, and it's very influential on other artists. So maybe in 10 years' time, this becomes the deal and they pop up the charts also. It would be good, it's better than many albums they have as best of all time and all that crap. Another one, Minutemen, What Makes a Man Start Fires, 2 stars. I didn't find or I didn't know if they reviewed Double Nickels on the Dime. Now, this review was, I think, not made at the time of the release of the album because bands like Minutemen or Gun Club were not cared. They were not on big labels. Rolling Stone didn't care at all about them. All this thing that happened with Nirvana later, was the biggest surprise for them because it came from a place that they didn't know, and they knew Nirvana because they were on Geffen. So, but the thing is, from the Minutemen critics, the criticism of the album says that the bassist does rhythms that are static. And look, go listen to Minutemen. Go listen to Mike Watt. Oh God, this is just insane criticism. You know, it's just empty rhetoric, and also a proof that the guy didn't hear the album or doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So, yeah. Number 19, Talk, Spirits of Eden, 1 star. The guy says, pointless noodling. Yeah, pointless noodling. You guys heard Talk, Spirits of Eden? It starts a whole new genre, and it was perceived in England as such. You know, the whole post-rock scene. Yeah, I think they preferred when the band was that, like Duran Duran, you know. Now, last one, and this is also great. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required, 4 stars. This was written by Patrick Bateman, you know, of American Psycho. It was written by him. This is one that, and the thing is, it says solid rockers. Have you guys ever heard Phil Collins for Solid Rockers? You should have. Rolling Stone thinks so. So yeah, that's another 20 crap reviews by Rolling Stone. I don't know if we're gonna do another, you know, because it hurts the mind.